Right, I was asked if I would do a small short video of this peach muddler of mine, so I'm going to have a go, see how it turns out. The hook I'm using is a Camazam B175, and the thread is just uni white and size 8/0. For the tail, I'm using a combination of Glow Bright number 8 and number 7. I just take off a long length and double them over a few times and sort of blend them together, and this gives me this about 16, I think there's 16 strands on this, so I'll just catch that in, tie it in, and I'll just come back up the shank so it's kind of level on the body. And just trim at an angle so there's not so much of a step. Moisten that and set it down for next fly. And I'm just going to trim this tail. And just got a small Velcro brush, just got a wee brush to blend it in a bit better. So on the way back down, I'm going to tie in some of this. That's what I use for my rib, or one of the ribs. It's this stuff from Lagerton, which is about the best oval tinsel I've found, and this size is small actually. It's a really nice colour, it's really bright and vivid. I'll just catch that in. And also on the way down I will use some of this as a second rib. It's Semperfly Straggle String Micro Chenille, and that's in Orange Sunburst, and it's got a kind of UV fleck through it, which is quite nice. Just gives the fly a bit more bling. So I'll catch that also. It's got a kind of natural so the fibres kind of have a natural tendency to lie one way, so I always tie it in facing down the hook. So I'll just take that down to put in line with the barb. Body is F&F seal's fur in Wotten Peach. Just take a pinch of that and dub that onto the thread. Just catch it and twist it in. A bit more. And a tiny bit more. Okay. Now I'll take this UV rib up through, so just looking for probably 3 turns here. Some space between. Catch it in. Okay. Now, body hackle is just, it's a genetic cape that was originally cream that I got my good friend to dye Sunburst for me. So it's nice long feathers, and just need to choose one at the right length for the body. And I'll just catch that in. Do a little figure 8 so it sits out at right angles. take a turn just at the head, and then a few turns down the body. Probably 3 is enough. 2, 3. Catch that in with the oval tinsel. And just rub the fly up. Try not to trap in too much of the hackle, but I'm going to run through it with the Velcro anyway, so it might help pull any bits that do trap out. Okay. Right, now I'll just have a quick tidy up at the head. I use these hackle pliers from C&F Design, and I use them for everything, not just obviously hackles, but I use them as tweezers, they're amazing. They grip anything and just pluck any little bits, unruly fibres that I don't like. I just pluck them out with it. So just tidy up that area a wee bit. There's another one caught. At this point, I just take the dubbing brush and just go in and rough this up, so oops, pulls out some of the seal's fur, and yeah, just sort of roughs up the body a wee bit. Okay, head hackle it's a very cheap cape, but nicely dyed, sunburst, just an Indian cape, I think. The hackles are very small feathers, or the usable ones are very small, but they're lovely and soft. So I just, yeah, I like a hen hackle as a head hackle. I think it just makes everything sit a bit nicer. Double that back actually. Just going to double the stem back. And try and pick that out. Okay. And with the head hackle, I just like to run my scissors down, kind of folds the fibres back a little bit so they sit better. That's a theory anyway. Just say this is a very small feather, so I'll get 2 turns. Yeah, 2 turns really is all I get. Catch that in. And just snip off the waist. I missed that actually. Right, I'll just have another tidy up there. I like to try and get the area I'm going to spin deer hair on as uniform as possible, without too many lumps and bumps. Right, so a deer hair is just, I think it's a body hair, dyed white. The key seems to be to get the right amount of deer hair. If you don't take off enough, the head looks sparse and quite rubbish. If you take off too much, then it doesn't spin correctly, so that's just something you get by experience, I guess. Trial and error. And just pop it in the hair stacker. A few taps. And that lines up the tips nicely. nicely lined up. Oops, a long one, take that out. So then I just, yeah, go up to the cut ends and just take out any fluff. And then before I tie it in, I just like to kind of squeeze it, pinch it flat almost. And I lay it across the top or across the back as you would the length of a wing. And then for actually tying it in, you got to have your thread as far back as you can, towards the last hackle if you like. And I take one loop over, pinch and loop it down loose, and then another loop over, again loose, and then I encourage it to spin by, I kind of back off the tension and just work it round, and you can kind of feel it coming and wanting to spin, and once you feel it spin, then I tighten everything, cinch it all in, and then I'll wind up through the deer hair to the eye, and I kind of come in from the top here and try and get the hair to lie back the way it wants to, where it's nicely spun round the hook. I just encourage that round, and then as soon as you get a turn of thread in it at the top, everything lies properly, and you just put a few turns in. And I'm going to take the scissors just to get that out of the way, and then come in and whip finish. Trying not to trap any hairs. Well, no, that's it really. At this point now, I would normally come in and, just while the deer hair is nice and long, stroke it back and take your varnish needle and just put some varnish around there. And then I would proceed with trimming the deer hair. So that takes me quite a long time. I'm quite slow at it, so I'll do that in a second video, I think. That's part one over. Thanks for watching.